everyone, I am Mike of Mike Does Play, and welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. Last time we did Mount Battle's first area, and this time we're going to do the second. And we're swapping in a team member. Let's do Meditite. Just because Croconaw is now fully ready to be purified. And, you know, well, what if we have more room? Basically. So let's go right on into it. Fa! I'm your first opponent in Area 2. Prepare to lose! Funneled Lady Gelvin. Area 2 is not much tougher than Area 1. Area 1 ranged between 15 and 20. Area 2 starts at level 20. So there's not really a big step up here. Why not is certainly interesting because, you know, it's a why not. You can't switch out while it's on the field. Trapped with Shadow Tag. But, you know, also can't do anything offensively. So, you know, it can only counter or mirror coat. And then, of course, Pichu is a baby Pokemon with extraordinarily low stats. So again, it is the first couple of areas of Mount Battle that we're doing, you know, we're doing Area 2 today, we did Area 1 yesterday. They are easy, basically. They're meant for the purification of your lower level Shadow Pokemon. Why not use his Charm? How charming. There was no other way to say that other than just going for the pun. But yeah, we're gonna... I forgot I still had Slugma up front. I was gonna switch back to Skiploom. It's fine. We'll skip to Skiploom. Switch to Skiploom. You weren't prepared to lose at all, were you? No. Just imagine our ordinary team at this point of level 40s with good moves. Fa! Well done, young one. You keep that up for the rest of this area. As I noted last time, you could see Area 12 and the stairs leading up in the mountains. I'm an upbeat Pokemon kid. I'm a whiz at battling. It does match. You can see the first couple zones of the next area from the previous zone, and the setting does actually match. And I think that's really good game design. So, you know, I don't know how the areas are like stored or whatever, but like Mount Battle, it does make sense. You know, they paid attention to that. Memory is close. And outspeeds Slugma, which I think is funny because it's not like Remoraid is all that fast, and a 10 level gap is big. But Slugma's still like, nah, I'm a slug. Slugs are slow. Ow, flinch. That's not even a helpful missed turn like a Hyper Mode is. Alright, Remoraid is starting to get a little beat up, because now the levels are even. But, you know, we're still level 20. So, it's still the best way to purify Remoraid, to train up Remoraid and Plusle. You know, it's not even close. So, hey, there's a missed turn that is helpful. It's just the most efficient method for, you know, I'm purifying all 48 Shadow Pokemon. It's the most efficient method to use Mount Battle for that, so that I'm not redoing Mount Battle constantly. I'm not super over-leveling the main game team. We're a little over-leveling them, but not much. And, fantastic. Actually, no. Technically, we haven't over-leveled the main game team yet. Okay, good. Stay out of Hyper Mode for a little bit. Just want to finish this battle. Just want to finish this area, really. I don't have unlimited recording time, and I'm trying to do next week's episodes in the same recording session as this week's. Grimer has Lick. That is not a move that Grimer ordinarily knows. Just pointing that out. So again, the Ore Pokemon have moves that they might not ordinarily have continues. The streak keeps going, and good touch. Battle obsessed region, no wild Pokemon. Trainers have to find unique ways, and breeding is one of them. The trainer doesn't have access to, like, West doesn't have. Oh, come on. West doesn't have access to breeding. Daycare can only take one Pokemon at a time, and only Shadows. But, other trainers clearly do. So maybe they use non-daycare methods. Later gens have introduced those. It's possible. It's a theory. It's good and bad when they enter a hyper mode. I know that I'm forcing it. I know that I could just be using non-shadow moves at this point. Like, sort of. I say with 2 Pokemon on the field who can either Shadow Rush or put things to sleep. I didn't call Slugma out. I dropped my attention for a second. Rillaward Pabe. I might be a wizard losing too. It's fine. Just start the next battle with a call. It's fine. Being a wizard battling doesn't make me a wizard winning. That's... Huh. Okay, honey, let's work up a little sweat with our Pokemon battle. That's an interesting theory. Are you a whiz at battling if you're not a whiz at winning those battles? Because technically speaking, you could be a terrific battler who's just up against a tough opponent. He did get a KO, with a horribly underleveled team compared to his opponent. So technically he battled well, right? He just was completely outmatched. It's an interesting thought experiment there. Because, technically that could always happen. You could always be, really good at battling, but just lose because you're just always outmatched, or you get really unlucky, or something. I mean, I can say that all the time in, Pokemon Pocket, the Pokemon TCG Pocket. I've been playing it, not a whole ton, but, enough. It's fun. I'm free to play. I'm not going to pay. I don't have the money to burn on mobile apps. I don't think I've ever actually spent money on a mobile app. But, I'm free to play, and so when I play against other players in, ranked mode or whatever, not that I do a whole ton of that, but, and gosh, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be 2 months from now. I might not even be playing anymore. Oh, yes, by the by, still way ahead in recording. As of recording this episode, this is the day that episode 19 of Mario 64 will come out. It's not out yet. It's morning time. Refreshed and sweaty. Interesting. So, still kicking butt with my get a whole lot ahead of Colosseum before it starts coming out. Battling is the best way to work up a good sweat. Remoraid, you gotta be close, right? Yeah, you're a lax nature. I don't think I ever looked at that. It's fine. I'm not very interested in training. I'm strong without any training, you see. Oh, are you? Rich boy Lond? Lond with a Lotad and a C-Dot? That's actually somehow super fitting. And also, those are Pokemon... Look, I am one of the biggest Lotad fans out there. In no small part because of Myroar B. But, Lotad is not a strong Pokemon. When evolved, Ludicolo is amazing. But Lotad, not so much. Also, C-Dot with a Quick Attack that it does not normally have. Ouch. Wow, I'm surprised we actually got this far without that. Yeah, Remoraid's ability is Hustle, which boosts its offensive power, but drops its accuracy. And Shadow Rush normally 100% accurate, but it's not a never-missing move. It's just 100% accurate. So, yeah, hustle can make it miss. It's the kind of the challenge of using Remoraid. It does not have that ability upon evolving. Artillery does not have the hustle as an ability, and it's why I don't like hustle as an ability. I don't like trading accuracy for power. It's why I use flamethrower over fire blast, or thunderbolt over thunder, ice beam over blizzard. Any of that. And also, ouch, Remoraid getting knocked down. Bullet Seed. And a missed Shadow Rush and a Hyper Mode. So, kind of a combination of factors there. Remembering to call Slugma out of Hyper Mode this time. Yeah, but already we're seeing kind of the difference between areas. Our Pokemon we're still not in any trouble. Our team is still kicking butt. But the Hyper Modes are getting more frequent as our team becomes more, purified. So we're losing out on more turns, and the opponent's Pokemon are higher leveled, so they're less likely to go down in a single hit, so battles are taking longer. This is kind of the biggest, I guess, thing I can say about Mount Battle. The biggest challenge to Mount Battle, realistically, is time. We are now, 11 and a half minutes almost into this episode, and I really am strong. And we're, 4 trainers in? The last episode was 28 minutes in total. I'm telling you to my papa. But a lot of that was Vander. I'm all fired up and ready to rock. I'm playing this totally seriously. And so, by 4 battles in, we had done an introduction, and we're probably at 8 minutes. So, things just get tougher. And here we've got a team with good defense. And all we're using is a physical attack and Shadow Rush. There are challenges. Actually, you know what, Remoraid? We're going to take advantage of something, just so that we're not battling this guy forever. Because, Geodude with Sandshrew, that could take a while if you just Shadow Rush against them. Especially with Hyper Modes and stuff like that. So, take the easy way out. Remoraid gets to use a non-Shadow move for a change. Nice little boost there. So, the Mount Battle episodes I've always anticipated will take longer. Ironically, the last 3 areas of Mount Battle, I think, might take shorter than some of the first 7, just because structurally, the way it'll work, the Shadow Pokemon, untrained Shadow Pokemon, probably can't take on areas 8, 9, and 10, just realistically. So it'll be our main team doing those, and our main team is better than random Shadow Pokemon, who I'm trying to purify. There's that. Yeah. Sandshrew using Scratch. Alright, one more Shadow Rush finishes it off. There we go. Alright, make the attack. Good job. Good job, Remoraid. But yeah, so when you're playing, just make note. There's no pausing in the middle of Mount Battle challenges. Athlete Owlback, but I was serious. There's no pausing in the middle. You can leave at any time, but when you come back, you have to start that area from the first battle again. I didn't do enough warm-up exercises. That must be it. Yeah, I'm convinced of it. So there's no, I need to pause this game and save. May I ask if your Pokemon are strong? There's no saving in between, in the middle of an area. Lady Eluse. There's no way somebody has that name. Yeah, I guess there is. Billions of people in the world. But still, Eluse? Eluse? 2 O's? I don't know. There's plenty of names with 2 O's. But Scoot. I don't know. I have a good example. I still can't think of one. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so, Mount Battle areas take a while. You can save in the break rooms and, continue your challenge. So in between areas, you can save, you can take a break, you can do whatever. But while you're in an area, look at that animation. Wow, go Meryl. But while you're in an area, there's no saving in the middle unless you leave and lose out on the rewards. So, it's just kind of be prepared when you're entering a Mount Battle area for it to take a while. Half an hour minimum. I did Area 1 in just barely under half an hour, and it's Area 1. Granted, I'm using the All Shadows, so it takes longer. If it was my main team, I probably could have gotten through in just under 20. But, it's a slow go. It's still very efficient for gaining levels, for experience, for the earning of Poke Coupons, which can get you the best TMs in the game. All of which can only be gotten on Mount Battle, but they are infinitely viable. So, hello, useful. But you're in for a slog, basically. They're not going to be quick encounters. They're not going to be quick. Oh, come on, it's just going to be slow going through several of the areas. So keep that in mind. There's no way in Colosseum. There is no way to turn off battle animations. I don't think I'd mentioned that before. Oh yes, they are strong, but there's no way to do that. So yeah, you have handed me a loss, though I hate to accept it. Take it I must. Remoraid, are you almost fully open? You know what? I'm switching out, and I'm switching out anyway. Just the walking that we'll do will get Remoraid that final little touch. So I'm not afraid to do that. Hiya! We shall battle with nobility and honor. Expect no mercy for your youth. Fun old man, Mets. Hey, I'm a Mets fan. Like the baseball team. It's not spelled with a Z. It's spelled with an S. But yeah, I'm a Mets fan. I like the Mets. I don't live in New York, but my mom's side of the family is from New York, and my grandpa got me into baseball, so I'm a Mets fan. So funny little, learning about Mike in a random Area 2 of Mount Battle, which I honestly expect that these episodes will be less viewed than the rest of the series, just because they're going to be longer, they're going to be kind of like slogs. Only people who are really playing along will probably want to watch all of Mount Battle, unless you're just in it for, the commentary. Unless you're just in it for the funny names, or, just trying to learn more about the game, or you just love Pokemon. I mean, I've watched plenty of Let's Plays along the way where I never intend to play the game. I just enjoy the Let's Player or the style, or I'm just like, I want to see what happens. Oof. That's what I'd say. If I was an NPC in Pokemon, my end battle quote would be, oof. I lost with nobility and honor. I am impressed by your skill beyond your youthful age. It's Pokemon. Played by all ages. Behold my elegant battling. It is backed by thorough calculations. Is it though? Because you're about to get Researcher Roek. But you're about to get repped. I can't even talk. Wrecked by a Slugma and a Skiploom, over whom you don't actually have an advantage. Well, you do, because Slugma doesn't have any fire moves. Let's just double target the Magnemite, because the Mareep has static, and that would cause paralysis, and paralysis is annoying. And Magnemite can also, everything on this battle can paralyze, but Magnemite can also use Supersonic, and I do not want confusion. Just don't. Fun fact, because Slugma and Skiploom are tied in attack power, they both have 32 attack. I looked at that in the last episode, I think. Magnemite, not Mareep. And because Shadow Rush is the same move. These two, when using Shadow Rush, have the exact same damage ranges. Their hits won't do exactly the same amount of damage every time, likely, because it is a damage range. And, you know, there's always factors like critical hits and stuff. Like, Skiploom's next hit, that looked like just under half health. It might get the KO. It might be less than that. It might be exactly the same, but it's the same damage range because calculation is the move's attack power plus the Pokemon's attack power, plus, you know, when it's used on the same Pokemon, that is. Yes, he got the KO. Yeah, it did a little bit more that time. And then there's ranges depending on damage range. There's different odds. It's usually out of 16, the odds are. So, you know, but like, it's just funny because how often does that happen? How often are you using the same move with two different Pokemon who have the exact same attacking stat that move uses? Like, that is a unique experience. I don't think that I've ever actually done that before. Because, you know, there's so many factors that go into a Pokemon's stats. Nature, IVs, base stats. Well, base stats being the first, but nature, IVs, EVs. You know, it's just very rare to have two Pokemon with the exact same attacking stat. This didn't go according to my calculations. No, but I'm talking about calculations the whole battle, so you are on theme, sir. Weird. According to my calculations, this should have happened, causing that to happen. But, you know, I just want to, just to, you know, 30 to attack, 30 to attack. Serious and Lax. Both of these two are Lax. Good job, guys. Working in tandem. I don't know if they're male. I have not looked. Are you my pupil today? I believe in aggressive teaching. Teacher Vana. Your Vana-ness. Spheal and Corvana, hey! Name matches Pokemon, cool. Also, water types. Fire type on the field. And grass type on the field. You know, grass type without an offensive grass type move yet. And you've entered hyper mode. So, cool. Of course, there's also an ice type on the field, and Skiploom is grass flying. So if Spheal decides to, like, Aurora Beam or something. Not that it has Aurora Beam at this level. Okay, you growled. I love Spheal. So cute, just like roly-poly, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Love Spheal. Goodness, this battle might take a bit. But look at that! Bar! Skiploom has not entered... Wait, Skiploom, you're Serious Nature. That means nothing is really great. Serious is a neutral nature. The natures aren't, like, their purification isn't fully tied to the stat changes that they make. But Serious, for some reason, is just very even-keeled across the board. And I know that because when I first played this game, story time, when I very first played this game, when it came out, you know, I was going through, I snagged Pokemon, there was a legendary Pokemon in front of me, I caught it, I added it to my team, simple man, well, simple boy at that point. I was, what, 13 when this came out? Hey, Slugma lived through its own Shadow Rush. Nice. And hey, Skiploom now has a grass-type attack that I could have used to end this battle immediately. Whatever. Carvana didn't attack, which means that Slugma has the chance. No. Might get the KO, but will go down in the process. That's fine. Hey, if Skiploom gains a level, that will also accomplish what I'm after. And Skiploom might. And that'll help, because now Carvana's full experience will go to Skiploom. Because it was a double KO. I was aggressively schooled! Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Aggressive, that's how I teach. We get it. We understand that. But anyway, before I completely lose the plot. The serious nature, all 3 legendary Pokemon had serious nature. Yahoo! I'm Arth, the genius area leader of Area 2. That's me, Arth! Okay, let's see if you can go on or not. Battle, battle! Again, not doing boss breakdowns for the area leaders, although unique sprites, they're cool. Arth is a bug-type specialist, however. You can tell that by the time I said it. But, that's in my notes. Area 2, Arth, bug. It's the only note I have for him. Whatever. I should maybe just use Slugma's non-Shadow Rush attack, which is Rock Throw, because it'll KO these things quick. But yeah, so all 3 of the legendary Pokemon were serious the first time I played this game. So I learned real quick that serious nature is neutral, unlike everything for purification. It's interesting. I didn't know any of the numbers. You know, internet was a thing in 2004, but it wasn't like around. Like, it was dial-up. My computer had it, I think, but I didn't know how to use it at all. So I was using the game guide, which I still have. It is sitting next to me. You know, I'm using it when I do Pokemon ratings, actually, because it's got some helpful information. That it's got like the levels at which Pokemon will learn moves, and I find that helpful because, you know, I want to be able to give information like that when I'm like recommending a moveset and saying, and you might be like, well, why don't they use this move? And I'm like, because they learned it at level 74. I don't think anything learns anything at level 74. But some Pokemon learn moves up to level 81 that are available in this game, so that is still relevant. And you know what? Slugma, we're going to give you a flamethrower. Just to break through this Pineco, because otherwise it's going to take forever. And because we're already 27 minutes into this episode. That's close. I don't know what it's close to. We might get under half an hour if we get real lucky. I doubt it, but yeah, I doubt it. Let's go for it though. I've got 2.5 minutes left. Let's do this. I'm still gonna just Shadow Rush, but Slugma's gonna Flamethrower. I don't know. So yeah, so the guide is extremely useful, actually. I loved players' guides. The internet is obviously much more helpful. Sources like Cerebi, Bulbapedia. I'm linking to Bulbapedia in a ton of episodes. Including probably this one. I probably have a link to each area because they do have breakdowns of like what each trainer has, movesets for the area leaders. They're not all that impressive. The movesets, to be honest with you. You know what? Rock Throw. It's super effective against Anoriths, and Flamethrower is neutral. But you know, those resources are obviously more helpful. But like for the actual walkthrough part, I've always found the game guides they just took you through it a little bit nicer in a way. So you know, I loved them, and I bought them whenever I could afford them for a game. I happened to know from this game and then for XD with costs at the time of you know, guides of games, you know, GameCube games at costs at the time, video game guides with tax. I happen to know that when I bought this guide, which was $14.99, and the game, Area Leader Arth, after I had put down $5 to reserve the game, which is important, that the total cost... I haven't battled this hard for a long time. Oh, it was fun, all right. Go get your Poke coupons in the break room. We almost got in under half an hour. I happen to know that the total cost was $65.71. Now a regular game might cost more than that. Oh yes, you've cleared Area 2. Congratulations. Here are your Poke coupons for surviving the Knockout Challenge. We won 200. Would you like to go on? If you hit Advance, I like your Challenger Spirit. Show them what you're made of. You can still back out by having the Abra teleport you out. We are now done with the first 2 areas of Mount Battle. And thank you for taking the Mount Battle Challenge. Come back for more training. We could have gotten under half an hour if I ended it like right this second. But yeah, we did the first 2 areas. We almost fully purified Skiploom and Slugma. Remoraid is basically there. These 3 are just sitting there. But, you know, we did manage to get Croconaw fully down. Croconaw had like a bar left, but still. So it was a useful thing. We earned some Poke Coupons. I'm not sure. Do I want to actually... You know what? Yeah, we'll start the next episode by on-screen purifying, I guess, Croconaw and Remoraid, and maybe even Skiploom. So in between episodes, I'm going to go to Agate Village and get to the Relic Stone. I'm just going to walk around a little bit. I think Skiploom would be like 1 or 2 things away, so I'll grab a couple berries and actually let me pull up just for, I guess, proof. The berries that we have right now. I went a long way. I've got 1 Chesto, 2 Ross, 2 Leppa, 1 Orin, 3 Persim, 2 Figgy, 1 Wiki, 2 Aguav. Cool. So in between episodes, I'm just going to do that. We'll purify those and then actually make story progress. Next episode will be story progress. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time as we actually head to the Under. See you then.